Yeah, today was a day that we were just kind of working on us a lot, fundamentals, trying to just get better, especially our second group, the guys that don't always get as many reps in practice. And then a lot of our, the red shirt guys, we let them play a little bit. Our older guys still got some work in, but, it was a good, just fundamental day to focus on Auburn a little bit.
Just looking back at Saturday, what stands out about the way you guys played?
The thing I was probably most pleased about is just the way we were wide awake and we were ready to roll at 11 a.m. We put a lot of emphasis on that throughout the week. The guys were very ready to go. And then, the biggest thing, we've got to protect the ball better. I mean, our ball security was horrible on Saturday. For the most part, we've been having one play a game, but we had several times the ball on the ground. It was sloppy. And then, of course, we've got to eliminate the one just horrible turnover, in our territory, putting our defense's backs against the wall. We did a third play of the game, and, on a play that should have been a conversion. But the thing I was proud about, our defense got a huge stop, as they've been doing. And then we went 3 straight drives and scored. So our guys responded well and played a pretty good first half overall. We took a couple shots on 2 third downs that we didn't hit. But other than that, we started after that turnover the half well, and we finished the half well. And did some good things. But the turnovers, the sloppiness with the ball security, the penalties, we had probably 4 penalties. 3 of them were pretty good calls. Cost us a touchdown, cost us a 5-yard penalty. Those things got to be corrected.
Yeah, what's the biggest goal for you guys as an offense to accomplish during this offseason?
Well, first and foremost is to get healthy and rested. We've had a long, hard 6 weeks, and we've played as good a schedule as anybody probably, and we've got just about as good a back end as anybody. And so we've got to get healthy first. This week's good for our guys to just kind of refresh their minds a little bit. I mean, we're still doing ball, we're still working, but you don't have that impending game coming on Saturday that everybody's grinding towards. Don't get me wrong, we got to get to work on Arkansas because that's going to be a big one. But just to get refreshed first and foremost, just to try to continue to improve the fundamental things so our execution can continue. I think it's gotten better and better each week. And a lot of times that's more important than what we're doing as far as the plays and all that. It's how well we execute it. And then the second group, the depth. You get into our league, we already got some guys banged and bruised. You get to those last 6 games, you're going to have games where maybe a guy's out for the year. He may just be out at the end of the first quarter like KJ was Saturday, and the next guy's got to be up. So we're trying to get the guys that have played a little bit, just get them even more ready where we feel comfortable either if they have to go in or even playing those guys more so certain guys don't have to play too many minutes. So that's probably the 2 things we're working on the most.
Given the atmosphere, Rhett, and the game, was that Sean's best game that you've seen him play?
He was very steady again. Thought he did some really good things. I'm trying to think back. He was probably overall he graded out the best. We didn't have the ball much. He didn't do a whole lot in the second half. But the first half he played very sharp. He's very efficient. We'd like to hit the double move for the touchdown. And we had one ball that we overthrew. Other than that, I thought he played very well.
Right on a self-evaluation week, and I know he's only asked for play calls the last 3 weeks, but game opening drives, which are usually scripted, you guys have 3 3-and-outs, a fumble, an interception, and a touchdown against ULM. So just how much evaluation are you putting into that opening drive, that first P&10, those first plays?
Well, yeah, and in the past. Yeah, in the past we've been usually better probably on that opening drive. And so, I think it goes more to us executing the opening drive better than anything. I mean, you look at Saturday, obviously the first play wasn't any good. Second play was fine. Third play, we have a guy wide open on third down. We don't execute. We throw and catch that. Maybe it's different. And then we could rehash all the other ones. And so I think it'll just be a matter of us executing better and to open the games. It'd be better to start faster than we have, I know, on that opening drive. But I haven't given that a lot of thought yet because, to be honest with you, I hadn't really thought about it that much, just being dead honest.
Coach Melvin said that he thinks the balance has been better since you've taken over the play calling. Obviously, that's not necessarily true because you guys run the ball more.
Right.
But what exactly is that type of balance you guys want to hit as an offense each week?
Well, I think you look at the first half, and we have 16 passes and around 33 runs, but the mix I think was pretty good. We weren't we got some tempo going. We're throwing the ball a little more in tempo, throwing the ball more on first and second down in the middle of drives, and that's just something we've worked on. And so when you look at that, that's, somewhere roughly around a 60 to 40, 65, 35 probably is a better number mix. That's pretty good. And there's going to be games that we're going to have to throw it more. We looked at that opening drive, and even though we went 3 and out with a turnover, that second play, as simple as it seems, was a 4 or 5 yard run. But we noticed, we got great push and great movement. We didn't know how the game would go. And so we knew after that second play, we thought we'd be able to run the football on them. And it just so happens we were. So, if you're running the ball at a high clip, you're going to keep running the ball. We were able to stay balanced, but did I think we'd be 33-16 run to pass at half? Probably not. Probably thought we might have to throw it a little bit more. But then again, 50 plays at halftime is pretty good too. So, again, balance isn't always a number, but when you look at the stats, we threw for over 200 yards, we rushed for over 200 yards, so the efficiency was there.
You said that you realized on the second play, you guys were able to run the ball more.
Yeah.
Is it pretty often that you guys are able to identify on the first or second drive how things are going to transpire for you?
Sometimes, a lot of times it takes you a minute to feel things out, and especially when you're playing a good deep team that have been really good against the run. Early on, the run sometimes is tough, and it opens up and gets a little better as the game goes on and things wear out, and your guys up front get a feel for things. But I thought Herb and the guys in the box did a good job. We came off, we turned the ball over, and they just said, hey, guys, just so you know, on that second play, we got great push. Because you're thinking a 4 yard run, 5 yard run, it doesn't tell you a whole lot. And that gave me confidence, hey, we can run the ball on these guys, and so we were able to. And then, again, we were able to hit plenty of passes on first, second down to keep them off balance.
You talked about throwing the ball more in tempo and then throwing more first and second. Having a guy like Sean who's completing almost 74%, how much does that help you from a confidence standpoint, knowing that, hey, if we throw it, more than likely it's going to be complete? Does it give you more confidence to call those plays?
Absolutely. It helps you a lot because every game takes a life of its own, and trust me, we're going to be balanced. We're going to run the football, but there's going to be plenty of games we're going to have to throw it a lot more than 16 times, 18 times, whatever it was. And so, that time's coming. But, yeah, obviously it gives us more confidence to be efficient and stay on the field.
Rhett, if Xavier is 100%, is that relevant at all, or do you have the 5 guys now that you want to have out there with Smith Center?
It's relevant. He wasn't 100% Saturday. He was able to practice last week. He wasn't as good as we thought he would be. And, when you have a guy that's not quite 100%, especially at center, and they were an odd front team, they're going to put a big old guy right over him and just bang on him. That's tough. And we thought we had good continuity the week before. And at the end of the day, when our medical people just said, hey, he's probably 80, 85%, we just felt like the best thing to do was to put 5 healthy guys out there. And so we'll just kind of continue to evaluate how he improves this week and next week and kind of go from there.
How does the evaluation work when in the last 2 weeks, that 5 that you put out there have been pretty effective?
Right. Well, yeah, we'll see. The good thing is Austin's done a good job at center. He picked up pretty well from last year. X was doing a good job. Like I said, we beat LSU with X as our center, so he was doing some good things. Probably the biggest bright spot in the last 2 weeks, Darius James is getting better. There's still plenty of area for improvement, but he's held his own. He's done some good things. And so if he can continue to do that, regardless of what we do, it gives us some confidence that we have 6 or 7 guys, with Mike Horton being in that mix too, that give us a little depth down the stretch.
Darius is one of those guys that obviously was a 5-star guy, went to Texas, started, hurt his knee. He said there was some frustration when he came here because he's just waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
And he finally gets that shot. How do you think you mentioned it there a little bit, but how has he performed, and what do you think he's capable of if he were to prove himself and stay in the lineup?
Darius has a lot of athletic ability. He's very gifted. He's very talented. Again, like I said, he transferred here, had to sit out a year. There was some frustration just from his past. He had to sit out a year here. And so this was really the first year we've gotten to see anything. And there's just the consistency level in practice hadn't been there to feel confident that, okay, he can go out and do it. But I tell you, everybody's different. Some guys, you put them in a game and it clicks. And I think playing time matters to him. And when he got that shot, he did a good job against Monroe. To go on the road, not have any false start penalties, not have any holding penalties, all those things that to be honest with you, kind of assume, hey, we're probably going to give him one of those just because it's first road start, cowbells, all that. He did a good job there, and he did some good things in the run game. He did some good things in pass pro. So there's plenty of areas for improvement, but I think he's got a high ceiling if he continues on the progression he's been on the last 2 weeks.
We haven't heard much about Robert Left, which is usually a good thing for
Right.
What have you seen out of him through these 6 games?
Robert's been steady. Robert's always been a pretty good run blocker, and him working besides Braden, those two guys work really well together. He's very smart. His pass protection's gotten better from game 1 to game 6, which we needed it to, and that's been good. And so, Robert's just been real steady for us.
In the offseason, Rhett, talked about getting back to who we say we are, off the offensive identity, which clearly last season was questioned at times. In taking over the play calling and having this much more success and getting back to the run first kind of drive, how much have you seen now after 6 games, but especially the last 3, of this is now back to being the identity that is in Auburn offense?
Well, I think we're working towards it. I think we're seeing the identity of this year's team, what we want to be. We're playing with good tempo this year. We're averaging, between 70 and 80 plays, which is a good clip. In our league, if you average over 70 plays, that's good. The closer to 80 you get, and we've had some games in the 80s, that's good. And we've had some halves like the other day. We had 49 plays or 50 plays. That's a good half. And so, again, it all comes back to execution. We're executing well in the passing game, staying efficient, which allows us to stay on the field, get some tempo going, allows us to run the ball better. I don't know how much it has to do with the plays that are being called as much as just the continuity is good. Our whole staff's involved in a big part of it. Our kids are playing better. They're getting confidence, they're playing with momentum, and they're making plays. And we just got to keep giving them those chances and continue to – I like the way we're going. I like the direction we're going, like you're saying. So I think we just got to continue to improve each week like we're doing.
You and Gus have said specifically that you were going to change some things in the red zone. Specifically, was one of those things getting Sean out on the edge and kind of changing the pocket for him?
A little bit, yeah. If we can get our guys on the perimeter more, that helps. Someone like Sean, too. And some of it is who you're playing. Their scheme, they had some blitz stuff they do down there that are hard to pick up, but if you can move the pocket, it makes it easier. And so that was part of it, too. I think that first touchdown was big for us. It was a 3rd and goal from the 3, I believe. You don't score there, then it's 3-0 after a turnover and a missed red zone. Now everybody starts thinking negatively. To get that touchdown, I think, kind of got us jump-started a little bit. So, but we worked hard. We were able to run it in on Saturday, just the momentum we had, so that's what we did. But we'll continue to work and try to give our guys the things they need down there to make plays.
How important is it to get Carryon Johnson back by Arkansas? So just because.
Right. Well, I mean, it's very important because he's one of our best players. Very optimistic. He's doing well. And we'll just kind of take it day to day right now. But he's progressing well, probably better than I think our trainers maybe thought after Saturday. And it's nothing major and serious. We just hope he'll continue to improve and get better. But he's a dynamic guy. I mean, he's our guy that does a lot of our things from all-purpose standpoint. But I think he just showed just the next man up, and Bubba came in and played very well. Cameron Martin got in there and did some good things, even Stanton Truitt. So, and then Chandler Cox is a guy who can run the ball too if we need him. So we're doing everything we can to have him ready to roll. And if not, the other guys will just have to step up.
Rick, I had a question about offensive identity that you're saying you got to get back to. In the past, Gus Malzahn's mentioned that these 5 weeks are always so important for you guys in offense to really identify what the strengths is and tailor the offense more that way. Do you feel like you're close to being back to identity? There's a sense there's not as much to tinker with?
Yeah, I think we know what the strengths of our guys are and aren't by now. We're 6 games in. I think we're trending that way and playing to what those guys can do. A bye week gets you healthy, allows you to maybe just fine-tune some things you are doing and maybe try to build on things you do well and things that maybe complement that. And so I think we got a pretty good grasp on it, and it's just a matter of trying to get our guys geared up ready for the stretch run.
When Sean is this effective and efficient, I just wanted to ask about the role of the various other guys at quarterback. From
Right.
John, who you talked about months ago, if he's not ready till week 6. And
Right.
A little bit to Jason and whatever role he has at quarterback, and to Jeremy, who
Right.
seemingly doesn't have much of a role at all. Just what is the role of each of these quarterbacks right now?
Well, Sean's our guy. I mean, he's our guy, and he's playing well. He's probably getting a little better each week, and he's doing what the starting quarterback should do, and he's making it hard for other people to get on the field. And we're fully behind him, and we want to make that clear. We're not going to do any kind of musical chairs things, but you got a guy like John who's playing more now. He's getting more comfortable. He's ready if something happens there, but also from a package standpoint, the things and the opportunities he presents that may allow you to do some things that aren't necessarily a quarterback situation other than just like we've done in the past with guys, whether it been Cody Burns back when he was here or so on and so forth. So, from package standpoints, there's other options out there.
Given how comfortable he looks like in the backfield, has there been any talk about Stanton possibly moving to running back full time?
He played a lot of run back the other day. Looked pretty good.
What did you see out of him, though?
He's explosive and fast, but he can run in between the tackles. He's not just a perimeter guy. Guys were bouncing off of him. He's tough. He made some pretty good runs now where he was down and he got another 8 yards. So it's just kind of a progression for him. But, boy, he did basically that in high school. I mean, running back, quarterback stuff. I mean, he's got running back type skills, and he's really thick and compact for a shorter guy. So I think sometimes the guys on the other side underestimate, one, how fast and quick he is, and then two, how powerful he is. So he's a weapon.
You mentioned last security. You guys put the ball on the ground 12 times, lost half of those. Is there anything particular you've seen from that, or is it just guys being a little careless with it, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I mean, we've put the ball on the ground more in the first 6 games this year than we have probably the last few years, and that's something I know that we're focusing on, not just at running back, as a group. 2 of those have been sack fumbles. We've got to do a better job protecting the ball when we get hit in the pocket. Obviously Cameron fumbled a couple times the other day. One was a freshman not catching a pitch. So, we've just got to be more diligent with the football because we only had 2 turnovers. It could have been 4. Probably should have been. And we keep putting our defense once a game in a really tough spot. We can't do that. And it's going to catch up with us and get us beat if we don't get a handle on it. So that's a huge focus for us as a whole.
All right.
All right. See you guys.